Welcome to another edition of Kogi in Focus, the program that tells you all you need to know about happenings within and around Kogi, Nigeria's complaint state. I'm Khadijat Mohammed. In today's edition, Kogi Governor Bello places movement restriction over rampaging coronavirus pandemic. Kogi government inaugurates Squadron to tackle COVID-19 pandemic. Governor Yahya Bello holds Fidau prayer for his late mother. This and more when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back. Fidau prayers have been held for HAWAWU Bello, the late mother of Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello. At the ceremony held at Nagazi, Okene local government area, President Muhammadu Buhari led the expressions of condolence to Governor Bello and his family.
President Buhari's condolence message, presented by the Chief of Staff to the President, Abba Kyari, and read by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu.
On behalf of my family, the government and people of Nigeria, I commiserate with your excellency, the entire members of your family and people of Kogi State. Your mother will be remembered for her unwavering support and encouragement to you. Her wise counsel to you in the course of your service to your people will not be easily forgotten. Her demise has created a vacuum which will be difficult to fill. I enjoin Your Excellency to draw inspiration from the fact that she lived a fulfilled life.
The Northern Progressives Governors Forum, led by Kebbi State Governor Atiku Bagudu, described late HAWAWU as woman of honor and devout Muslim.
On 17th January, a number of us had occasion to visit Mama at Abuja, and she was radiant, and as always, she was generous. She prayed for us. In fact, a hilarious thing happened that for all of us who are there that day, I'm sure we'll carry that memory to our own graves.
Prayers were rendered at various levels.
اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا جميعا يا رب العالمين. أيده تأييدا مؤكدا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Ministers of Information Lai Mohammed, Minister of State Ramatu Tijani, Minister of Special Duties George Akume, and Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema all attended the Fidau prayer. Governors of Gombe, Jigawa, and former governor of Bauchi states were also present. Others present include Kogi State Chief Judge, Justice Nasiru Ajana, the Grand Qadi of Sharia Court, and President of the Customary Court of Appeal. Chief Imam of Ebira, Saliu Abere, described death as inevitable and advised those present to live a righteous life. The Ohinoi of Ebira land, Ado Ibrahim, Ohimegegu of Koton Karufi, Abdurazak Isa Koto, Obaro of Kaba, Oba Solomon Owoniyi, and other traditional leaders, market women, political office holders, and other dignitaries from within and beyond the state graced the occasion. Governor Bello said, even in death, remains proud and grateful to God for his mother's life.
My mother has always said I should stay true to myself. She told me to live with the fear of Almighty Allah and continue to deliver on our promises and ensure that Kogi State is safe and secure. That what she suffered in the hands of kidnappers in 2012, where she spent 93 days in captivity, should never happen to any other person again.
He said, though his mother's death left a vacuum no one can fill.
Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello has continued to receive condolence visits following the death of his mother. Governor expressed gratitude for the visits and promised to continue to lead with fear of God, just like his mother taught him. It was a whole week of non-stop visits to Governor Bello in Lokoja. Following the visit of the Senate President to Governor Bello and family in Okene, a delegation of the National Working Committee of the All Progressive Congress APC, led by National Chairman Adams Oshomole, made an appearance in Kogi State capital. Oshomole inspired Governor Bello to take solace from the life his mother lived and the legacies she left behind. Another entourage of groups of banks also visited to register their condolences. Royal Father the Ata Igala and his entourage also came calling. It was visits from the who is who from both within and beyond the state, including members of the Nigeria Union of Journalists and National Association of Women Journalists. On a Friday, it was representative of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Bajabiamila, the head of Federal Service, Yemi Eson, and their entourage. Muslim and Christian clergy from Bayelsa also visited. Governor Bello thanked his visitors for their comfort and support during the trying moments.
I sincerely appreciate you. I appreciate all your members, the directors, your permanent secretaries and directors that are here today. We are going to have a fulfilled tenure. And we are here to give you every support within the states and at national level. Whatever I will do to ensure that your name is written in gold as well, we're going to do that. I am glad, rather, and happy, and feel fulfilled, and gratitude to Almighty God for a life well spent by my mother, HAWAWU Bello. She came to this world from history in a very extraordinary way. She gave back to me, in particular, the last born, in an extraordinary way. The gap between myself and my immediate elder sister is over 10 years. And she raised us in a very noble and virtuous way. She raised us in the way of God. And she ensured that each and every one of us is well educated and well enlightened. Even though she's not lettered, but my mother is well enlightened and she was current, even up to the last time she was living the service of the soul. My mother taught us how to be respectful, respect the elders, how to go about our normal businesses and be contented with the little or the more that we are able to earn. My mother taught us to be tolerant. My mother taught us how to be brave to face the challenges of this world. And my mother was a fulfilled woman.
Late HAWAWU Bello died on 15th of March and since been buried according to Islamic rites. She was aged 101. In view of the number of contacts with a number of persons during and after the burial of his mother, the Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello and his close aides have embarked on self-isolation for 14 days as part of prescribed measures to prevent contracting and spreading the COVID-19 virus. According to a release by his Chief Press Secretary Onogo Mohammed, the governor nor his close aides have not shown any symptoms of COVID-19 virus and are all in good health. Bello called on all citizens to observe social distancing and high level of personal hygiene. The governor prayed and wished those that have tested positive to COVID-19 a speedy recovery. The Kogi State government has constituted a squadron to help tackle coronavirus and Lassa fever to ensure the prevention and containment in the state. The chairman of the squadron, Deputy Governor Edward Onoja, and the spokesman and Commissioner of Information and Communication Strategy, Kingsley Fanwo, said the committee will ensure safety of the people from the deadly coronavirus.
Already in some states that are bounding our state, Kogi State, His Excellency has set up this 29-man team to help in, first, information dissemination on the methods and ways of preventing the spread of this virus.
The SEMA is having discussion with the National Emergency Management Agency to look at ways of upgrading our laboratories in such a way that those laboratories will have test kits to be able to test people because early detection is key in handling this very dangerous virus from spreading. Then we are also reviewing the earlier directive on religious and social gatherings. Initially, we were talking of 30 people at once. Now it is an outright ban. There will be no church service. There will be no gathering in the mosque until we are able to defeat this very deadly virus.
Kogi State is among the states yet to record a coronavirus case. That notwithstanding, the state government took a number of steps aimed at keeping the state coronavirus free, including movement restrictions. However, a trip around the state capital Lokoja and its adjoining suburbs suggests that most residents are either unaware of the directive or are stubbornly refusing to comply.
From the popular Ganaja Road to Kwata Market runabout, it's business as usual in spite of the stay-at-home order given by the Kogi state government. The state highways are bustling with vehicular traffic, long queues at the automated teller machines, activity everywhere. President say for any stay-at-home order to work, certain things must be in place.
Actually, most people, they depend on daily living in Lokoja. So if they now stay at home, what will they eat? That is the main reason why you see many of them on the street hustling to get what they will eat. So my advice for the government is for them to provide the necessary need of the people before the law can be implemented.
The way the government address people, they are saying to stop the Okada rider or the motorcycle movement and make people stay for one side. And if the thing happen like that, it's not all of us, all figure not be equal. And some people have money, have food, they are store full. They are not even fill shop and finish. Some put them inside the fridge, they store they full, fridge they full. And some people there now, they don't have anything to shop. So this thing for this, our government, it need to help poor people. This is what it's supposed to be.
There is no money and there is no food in town, so we can't expect us to stay at home when we are not eating. And our children are more or less with us at home, so we must definitely go outside to get what they will eat. That's why we're outside.
Government was also told to provide hand sanitizers and other coronavirus preventives for the people. Commissioner for Information and Communication Strategy, Kingsley Fanwo, in a telephone conversation says government is doing its best to ensure people are well sensitized and that preventive measures are already in place.
The Kogi State COVID-2019 Squadron Committee is working very hard to ensure that we provide succor for our people. We are aware that staying at home is going to be a lot tasking and it will require a lot of resources. Already we are mobilizing a lot of medical consumables that we are going to channel through all the local government areas so that it will get into the grassroots. We have put in place our containment isolation center, which is situated at Farek Clinic in Lokoja here. We have also installed an application for tracking that will ensure that even we can speak with patients.
On salary, he said, government has pledged as soon as possible to pay.
The Ministry of Finance has also assured that they are going to pay salaries and also pensions of the pensioners across the states. This will also help us in reducing the agitation from our people. For the people that are not civil servants, government and the committee are looking into what could be done.
Fanwo said government will do all possible to keeping Kogi coronavirus free.
Challenge Parenthood Initiative CPI, a non-governmental and non-partisan organization with special interest in social development, has called on the Kogi state government and well-meaning people of the state to employ a proactive approach to containing the novel coronavirus. While available statistics shows there is no confirmed case of coronavirus in Kogi State, the group says government's proactive approach and citizens observing all precautionary measures will go a long way to keeping Kogi State free from the deadly virus, adding that the fact that the state is bordered by 10 other states and is the main gateway to the north of Nigeria for people from the south, west, and east. The state and its residents are prone to the dreaded disease. The CPI said it was disappointing to note that despite the stay-at-home order, there is still a lot of unwarranted movement in and around the state, with large religious and social gatherings still holding. It called for a change in the people's mindset and also called on the Kogi State government to wake up to its responsibility by enforcing the movement restrictions. The CPI said it is planning an outreach to identify vulnerable and less privileged families, orphans, widows and widowers in the state and provide some relief materials to cushion the hardship. If you are just joining us, this is Kogi in Focus, the program that beams the searchlight on happenings within the state in the last 7 days. For your contribution, information or event coverage, advert placement or sponsorship, kindly call the numbers showing on your screen or reach us via any of our social media handles also displayed. Political office holders in Kogi State have donated 1 million naira to the state COVID-19 fund to tackle the coronavirus. Secretary to the state government, Ayo Adefolashade Arike, said the donation was a demonstration of the state government's commitment to defending the people against the deadly virus. The Commissioner for Information and Communication, Kingsley Fanwo, who donated foodstuffs, toiletries, and medical consumables to the people of Mopamoro in the state, said the 1 million naira was a token of their contribution to ensure the welfare of the people, especially at this trying time. He reiterated that the donations are mainly for the aged who are most likely to be affected by the virus due to their relatively tired immune system. Fanwo emphasized that coronavirus is a threat to humanity at large and be treated devoid of politics. He said the items donated are for all Mopamoro people and not for any group of persons or political party. A first-generation Nigerian bank, United Bank for Africa (UBA), has donated the sum of 28.5 million naira to Kogi State towards the state's efforts against the spread of COVID-19 virus. The donation was received on behalf of the state government by the Deputy Governor and the Chairman of the Kogi COVID-19 Squadron Committee. Edward Onoja thanked the UBA for supporting the state government and called on other corporate organizations to emulate the good gesture of the UBA. The presentation ceremony was witnessed by top government officials and management staff of the bank. The Kogi State government has paid civil servants their March 2020 salary to cushion the economic effects of the stay-at-home directive in the light of the coronavirus pandemic. The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Onogu Mohammed, who confirmed this to our correspondent via telephone, said the state governor is passionate about the well-being of the people and ensured that money be made available to civil servants to enable them stock up food and other essentials as they observe the stay-at-home order. He said the governor hopes the payment will provide the needed economic support for workers to stabilize in the light of the measures taken to halt the spread of COVID-19 into the state. The Chief Judge of Kogi State, Justice Nasiru Ajana, has approved the deployment of an electronic platform for the conduct of court processes in the state. Those desirous of the services of the courts in the state during this period of partial lockdown of civil service in the state have been advised to link up with the courts in the state through an email account on kogihighcourt@gmail.com. The information was contained in a press statement issued by the Chief Registrar of the High Court, Lokoja, Abel Enefola. The public was, however, warned against the abuse of this process, as the Judiciary Information Technology Policy has inbuilt regulators, just as other measures have been put in place to check any possible untoward activity of potential unscrupulous members of the public who might want to take undue advantage of the system. Kogi State has become a shadow of itself since the official declaration of total lockdown across the state. Filling stations, eateries, and many small, medium, and relatively large enterprises are counting their losses. Some of them who spoke with journalists lament the financial setback the coronavirus lockdown has caused.
The lockdown will affect our business negatively because of the nature of our business. Like our business is daily business, we are doing it day in, day out. So when there is lockdown, definitely, everything will stop.
We will be affected because we don't have more customer again. So it's only few people, those one using generator at home with those private vehicles. So we don't see any commercial vehicle again.
Well, actually, as you know, all activities have gone down to a very low level due to the lack of movement and lack of cash at hand. So people are now buying what is on necessity basis for them to survive. So things have gone down really.
Definitely, the time when we know they come outside, my business will not move at all for us.
It has not been easy all this while though. Since they say we should stay at home, what are we going to eat? And if they give us money, we would have stayed at home.
It is really affecting the market because before the lockdown, this place is always filled up. Market is moving smoothly. But since the lockdown begins, hardly the market is not going as expected.
The state government wants all residents to abide with the stay-at-home order, insisting it is in the overall public interest as the state battles to remain coronavirus-free. Kogi State residents appear in agreement with President Buhari's movement restriction directives in parts of the country, including the neighboring Federal Capital Territory. The busy Lokoja transit motor parks were a shadow of the usual hustle and bustle, with traders at the motor park set to feel the pinch most.
This is the popular ABC Park along Lokoja Abuja Okene Highway. Normally, it accommodates hundreds of vehicles carrying passengers on transit to different parts of the country. But the story is different here, as just a few vehicles are on ground thanks to the movement restriction ordered by the federal government. Some of the passengers we spoke to welcome government's directive.
This type of disease, you know that Nigeria is not well equipped. Even China suffered it, talk less of Nigeria, so you just have to be protective.
It's a ban that from 11 p.m. today, there will not be movement, so I have to meet up so that I will not be stuck in where I am.
Drivers and transport owners share a similar view.
The man on top is not really doing bad. He's trying to make people stay safe, and he's trying to make us to be alive too. So we don't want a situation whereby what is happening in Western world should start here. That is why he restricted us from moving around.
Government has a lot to do for us. They has a lot. Like all these masks you are saying, they have to provide the masks for the people instead of us sitting at home, because they cannot feed the people. But when they give us masks and hand gloves and other things, then we can manage and then begin to hustle for what we will eat.
To the many traders who rely on the transit passengers for business, say, governments should have their livelihood in mind when coming out with such a decision.
What do we see now? Never see in our life. May God forbid, I cancel it. This park always full, but today now only 2 motor we see. I close my market. Wetin I put, nobody buy oh. I get children where go feed on, when I go feed oh. School feed, I beg God, government to help us.
The place where they manage, they sell, where they take chop, they feed our children. That park now 2 motor they drop. 2 motor man now today drop. So our market they no buy, no passenger. We no buy, we take chop, and the summer will no come out.
Like in this park, a day some 2,000 motor, more than 2,000, they are coming from Abuja to southeast, to southwest. But today, even 10 motor, they are not come. That is why.
So because of there, no more meat, no any market. We they here hungry day.
The usual heavy traffic of cars and buses moving through the confluent state from the north, south, east, west, and the FCT to various destinations was non-existent, as is likely to remain like that for a while.
The General Manager, Corporate Affairs of the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, Tayo FADILE, is bowing out after 33 years in public service, amid encomiums for his service to public relations in the country's maritime sector. FADILE began his public relations career at the Nigerian Shippers Council in 1986, but spent a greater part of his life at NIWA Lokoja, where he set up and managed its corporate affairs department for 22 years. The Kogi State-born FADILE is a graduate of mass communication of the University of Lagos and the publisher of the community journal Kabascope. He is celebrating his exit from service with the publication of a book, 33 Years of Public Relations Practice in the Maritime Industry of Nigeria. The book, with foreword by Cardinal John Onayeko, the Catholic Archbishop Emeritus of Abuja. The book is an in-depth but breezy account of his illustrious career from its humble inception to rousing retirement in April. In a statement, FADILE, who turned 60 this month, expressed his profound gratitude to God for protecting and leading him for 33 years of the thrills and challenges of public service. The Kogi state government says it received with shock news of the death of Kogi-born chemical expert Suleiman Achimogo, who is the first Nigerian known to have succumbed to the coronavirus. A statement released by Kogi state government described Achimogo, a former managing director of PPMC, as one of Nigeria's best chemical experts. He died of COVID-19 on 22nd of March 2020, days after he arrived Nigeria from the UK. Condolences were expressed to the family of the deceased and the people of Aloji in Ofu local government area of Kogi State, where Achimogo hailed from. The state government promised to immortalize the name of a man it says brought so much pride and hope to the people of Kogi State. The death has been announced of Alhaji Isa Atodo. The businessman and politician was a close ally of late Prince Abubakar Audu. He was a member of the defunct NRC, UNCP, APP, AMPP, APC political parties. He was chairman Nasfat Lokoja for many years. His contribution to the development of Islam and Nasfat in Lokoja and its environs, many say, will not be forgotten. Atodo was the owner of the popular Liberty Hotel in Lokoja and was a major stakeholder of MTN Nigeria in Kogi State. Kogi State Commissioner for Information and Communication Strategy, Kingsley Fanwo, has paid a condolence visit to Mrs. Mary Wala, widow of late Simon Mejida Wala of the Graphic newspaper. Fanwo, who visited the family on behalf of Governor Yahya Bello, said Wala was a dedicated staff member of the Graphic newspaper. According to source from the Graphic newspaper, the three-time Workers' Award winner, Wala, until his death, reported for works by 6:30 a.m. prompt on a daily basis. Fanwo promised to pay the school fees of the deceased son, Julius Wala, who is a fresh national diploma student of Arts and Industrial Design at Kogi State Polytechnic, Lokoja. This is where we wrap it up on today's edition of Kogi in Focus. And until I come your way next week on this station, keep doing to others what you want them to do to you. I remain yours sincerely, Khadijat Mohammed. Bye for now.